In the beginning, God made a promise to his people, the people of Israel, that they would be his own. He called these people to walk humbly with him, to show the world his light. But time and time again, they stumbled. The Israelites, God's chosen people, have declined the values placed by the Lord. One after another, they failed God. One of the four main sins they committed against God was idolatry. The Israelites worshipped other gods, idols, and images instead of the one true God, Yahweh. This practice is forbidden with the 10 Commandments bestowed upon them. Second to this was disobedience. They have fallen short of His grace, repeatedly rejecting His laws, His voice, and His covenant. Although a tiny voice was calling them back to Him, they still chose to stray away. Furthermore, slavery was also widespread in their turf. Their own king corrupted their kingdom with slavery. Daily, they coerced their own people and have cast away their values, treating them equal to the flocks. Lastly, the Israelites' lack of faith towards God. They questioned God during their exodus towards the chosen land and complained about the lack of food and water, expressing their desire to return to Egypt. Truly have they failed the Father. Will this be the end for humanity? Will they forever perish in the eternal flames of hell? Has God now turned his back upon them?
But hey, guess what? God never turned his back on his people.
Firstly, Jesus emphasized that there exists no other God through miracles and blessings. Second, his impeccable understanding and fulfillment of his Father's commandments, despite the temptations of Satan and his vulnerable state as a human, truly shows the importance of being obedient to our one and only God. Through this obedience, Jesus became the perfect example of faithfulness, the kind that humanity failed to uphold in the Old Covenant.
Finally, Jesus connected with his people and did not place himself above them. Instead of being their king and imposing tasks for them to do, he came down as a humble carpenter and connected with his people.
Through his sacrifice, we were freed from the chains of sin and death. His blood sealed the new covenant, one that was not written on stone tablets, but on the hearts of believers. Through his resurrection, he conquered death and opened the way for all of us to have a renewed relationship with God, one based on grace, forgiveness, and everlasting love.
However, as the famous saying goes, history always repeats itself. The root cause of all Israel's failures were their disobedience towards God. These lapses continue to reflect in the modern day setting.
One of the three main challenges we face is corruption. The stealing of public funds intended for vital services is a profound act of theft and injustice. It prioritizes personal greed over the well-being of the community. It causes damage to livelihoods and demonstrating a failure of stewardship. This shows disobedience towards God's commandment to not steal.
Second is the high rise of fake news spreading. This is a direct violation of the commandment to not bear false witness against your neighbor and to be truthful. It intentionally misleads or harms others, eroding trust, inciting division, and undermining the pursuit of truth, which is essential for a just society.
And lastly, the abuse towards our environment. Pollution, deforestation, unsustainable practices reflects a disobedience to the mandate of God towards stewardship. It prioritizes immediate exploitation and profit over the long-term health of the planet and the future needs of humanity, damaging God's creation.
When will this cycle stop? When we are already on the edge of collapse? We need to stop this now. Let us not follow the sins of our ancestors and strive for a better world.
We can fight these problems with these easy steps.
Vote wisely. We must research candidates thoroughly, evaluating their integrity, transparency, and commitment to justice, rather than merely their promises. Electing righteous stewards is the first defense against corruption.
Condemn those who steal behind metal bars. We must actively advocate for the rule of law and accountability. This means supporting anti-corruption bodies and organizations that expose theft. We must stand against injustice, ensuring that those who steal from the nation face consequences.
Hey, did you know there's no classes tomorrow? Lovely.
Really? Let me fact check that first.
Third, research to avoid fake news. The primary act of truth-telling is self-discipline in consumption and sharing. We must commit to verifying sources, questioning sensational claims, and engaging in respectful dialogue based on facts.
Throw trash properly. We must be responsible with our waste management. This demonstrates respect for the limited resources of the earth. By reducing consumption, reusing materials, and properly recycling, we practice the economic restraint that ancient covenant laws sought to instill.
Advocate for a greener world. We need to support and champion policies that protect natural habitats, promote clean energy, and penalize polluters. Acting as advocates transforms personal care into collective action, fulfilling our mandate to ensure the long-term health of God's creation.